Welcome back to WKTM, all Toastmasters all the time. Today's guest is Alice, and Alice will be telling us a little bit more about what she does. And Alice, you did provide some questions in advance, so I'm just going to go through the questions in advance and read them as they're here.
Give an explanation.
And as you mentioned, start. First question, the first thing is, can you provide us a brief history of your work at the AMA and why it's important?
Certainly. I staff the Senior Physicians Section at the American Medical Association. It's located here in Chicago, and our section represents 56,000 AMA senior physicians who are 65 years of age and older, whether they work part-time, full-time, or fully retired. The section itself began in 1994. It was a way to provide opportunities to physicians who were at the senior age and to help them stay involved within the AMA and also within the medical field. Today, AMA senior physician programs include advocacy, educational programs, as well as a specific benefit program for seniors. The group is actually led by a governing council of 7 physicians. They serve as a liaison between senior physicians and the AMA to provide programs and also to engage the senior physician constituency. We found in a recent survey that respondents, especially those who are still working, value the AMA SPS as they get older for information and more opportunities about practicing medicine. So the senior physicians today are also, a lot of them are retired, and they're looking for volunteer opportunities to help in their own community. So mainly, I've noticed in the past couple of years that my job has changed, and I'm involved more in community involvement as well as learning more about volunteers for senior physicians.
All right, first prepared question is, you mentioned you completed a survey of senior physician interests. Can you tell us about it?
Certainly. Based on a recent survey that we did, we noted that senior physicians are specifically looking to learn more about the science of medicine since they had graduated from medical school. But more importantly, they are also looking to realize how healthcare delivery has changed. Say, in the past 10 years alone, there's been a lot of changes that have happened. Senior physicians today, especially those who are 75 years of age and older, which is what we consider kind of a senior physician, they place a high importance on the AMA as a physician organization to help them with educational opportunities. So they are able to continue practicing medicine longer than expected, but also something that has recently occurred, of course, is the economic downturn since 2008, and a lot of physicians want to re-enter, which means they would have to have certain criteria. So the AMA is actually helping a lot of senior physicians come back into the workforce after the economic downturn.
Question number 2. What successful programs have you worked on in the past?
I just would like to discuss that over the past 4 or 5 years, the Senior Physician Group of the AMA has developed what we consider kind of a key program in that we have a national network of smaller senior physician groups that are located throughout the United States. The list is based on information that we received back when we queried smaller groups and asked for their feedback. And this information has helped us to kind of unite senior physicians who probably have never met one another to kind of understand more about how they can share each other's goals and learn more about what each other has going within their small communities.
And the third final question, is there a way to acknowledge an award for senior physician volunteers in your neighborhood?
The Jack B. McConnell Award is an award that we offer to one senior physician yearly for their commitment to volunteerism within their communities. And we provide this as part of the AMA's foundation, what we call Excellence in Medicine. The award is actually named after a namesake, Jack B. McConnell. He was a director at Johnson & Johnson who served as a corporate director for advanced technology. But beside being a renowned physician and scientist, he kind of had a lightning moment where he said, you know, I think perhaps there are a lot of retired medical personnel that maybe would like to work part-time in their own communities. And so he asked within his own community in South Carolina on Hilton Head, if people would give a certain percentage of their time weekly to work in a clinic for the working uninsured, and in America today, 1 out of 7 people do not have health insurance. So he enabled a program that started called Volunteers in Medicine, and that has been replicated to over 40 clinics throughout the U.S. in less than a decade. So it's someone who envisioned a project and it came to fruition. So every year we try to acknowledge a senior physician who perhaps has a similar idea and is able to incorporate that into the community.
Okay, thanks Alice for being on the show today. Please tune in next week when our guest will be Ted Nugent to discuss Illinois pension reform. Now, here's Bob Smith with the sports.